History remembers many great men, yet few shine as brightly across the chasm of time as Imam Ali. Born in the shadow of the Kaaba, his life was intertwined with the Prophet Muhammad from a young age. His wisdom, preserved in sermons, letters and aphorisms, offers a timeless guide to navigate the complexities of life. This is the enduring legacy of Imam Ali. A legacy not bound by the constraints of time or the confines of any one faith. His wisdom transcends religious boundaries, offering valuable insights for people of all backgrounds and beliefs. In a world grappling with division, injustice and uncertainty, his teachings serve as a beacon, illuminating a path towards a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Central to Imam Ali's teachings is the concept of justice. He regarded it not merely as a legal principle, but as the very foundation upon which a healthy society stands. Justice, for Ali, was not about punishment or retribution. It was about balance, about ensuring that everyone receives what they are due. Imagine a workplace where everyone, regardless of their background or beliefs, is treated with respect and given equal opportunities. Picture a community where resources are distributed fairly, where the needs of the most vulnerable are met with compassion, and where everyone has a voice in decisions that affect their lives. This is the vision of a just society that Ali's teachings inspire. Ali also warned of the corrosive effects of injustice, not just on individuals, but on society as a whole. He believed that injustice breeds resentment, fosters division, and ultimately undermines the very fabric of a community. Injustice, he observed, is the greatest destroyer of nations. Imam Ali held knowledge in the highest regard. He saw it not as a mere accumulation of facts, but as a powerful tool for liberation and enlightenment. Knowledge is a treasure, he famously proclaimed, and its key is inquiry. Ali believed that the pursuit of knowledge was a universal right, not limited by faith, gender, or social status. The ink of the scholar, he declared, is more sacred than the blood of the martyr. This powerful statement highlights his conviction that education and intellectual exploration hold a value that transcends even the ultimate sacrifice. In contrast to the liberating power of knowledge, Ali viewed ignorance as a form of bondage, a prison that limits our potential and hinders our ability to live fulfilling lives. To be ignorant of one's own self, he warned, is to be lost. His words remind us that true knowledge begins with self-awareness. In the tapestry of Imam Ali's teachings, compassion and empathy are interwoven as essential threads that bind humanity together. He believed that true strength lies not in dominance or aggression, but in the ability to recognize the suffering of others and respond with kindness and understanding. Mercy, he proclaimed, is the noblest form of revenge. Central to Ali's understanding of compassion is the concept of empathy, the ability to step outside of our own experiences and imagine the world through the eyes of another. Try to understand the motivation behind the actions of others, he advised, and you will find yourself less likely to judge them. This teaching encourages us to approach others with a spirit of curiosity and understanding rather than judgment or prejudice. For Imam Ali, compassion was not a passive sentiment, but an active force that should manifest in our words and actions. The best of people, he declared, are those who are most beneficial to others. This teaching highlights the interconnected nature of humanity and the responsibility we have to use our lives to make a positive impact on the world around us. Section 4. Cultivating the Garden of the Heart. Cultivating compassion, according to Imam Ali, requires conscious effort. It's about nurturing the garden of our hearts, tending to the seeds of empathy and kindness, and weeding out the thorns of judgment and indifference. Be compassionate, he urged, for compassion is a sign of the noble. He recognized that compassion is not always our instinctive response. We are often confronted with situations that trigger anger, fear, or frustration, emotions that can cloud our judgment and make it difficult to act with compassion. However, Ali believed that we have the power to choose our responses, to cultivate empathy even in the face of adversity, and to let compassion guide our actions. He offered practical advice for developing compassion, such as reflecting on our own experiences of suffering, practicing forgiveness, and seeking out opportunities to connect with those who are different from us. By engaging in these practices, he believed, we could gradually transform ourselves and create a more compassionate and just world. In a world often saturated with negativity and violence, Ali's teachings offer a refreshing and much-needed perspective. He reminds us that we are not powerless in the face of suffering. We all have the capacity for compassion, and by choosing to act with kindness, empathy, and understanding, we can contribute to a more just and harmonious world, one act of compassion at a time. The power of humility in a world of ego. In the modern world, humility can seem like a forgotten melody. Imam Ali championed humility as a cornerstone of a meaningful life. True strength lies in subduing the ego and embracing humility. The truest form of pride is humility, Ali famously said. Humility is about thinking of oneself less. It's about shifting focus to something larger than ourselves. Ali's teachings offer a radical alternative to outward appearances. He challenges us to cultivate kindness, compassion, and gratitude. True fulfillment comes from who we become in the process. True leadership, serving something greater than oneself. Imam Ali's life exemplified humility in action. He never sought power for personal gain. Leadership is a sacred responsibility to serve others and uphold justice. The best leader leads by example. True leadership is measured by the impact on others' lives. Lead with humility, empathy, and a desire to serve the common good. The path to inner peace. Letting go of ego. Imam Ali understood that humility is not just a social virtue, but also a pathway to inner peace and spiritual growth. He believed that the ego, with its constant need for validation and its attachment to worldly possessions and achievements, is a source of suffering. The greatest wealth, he said, is contentment with what one has. His words offer a powerful antidote to the consumerist culture that often fuels feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction. Ali's teachings encourage us to shift our focus from external validation to internal contentment. He reminds us that true happiness and fulfillment come not from accumulating more, but from appreciating what we have and finding joy in simple things. Ali recognized that letting go of ego is not an easy feat. It requires constant vigilance, self-reflection, and a willingness to challenge our own self-centered tendencies. However, he believed that the rewards of humility far outweigh the challenges. By taming the ego, we free ourselves from the tyranny of our own desires and open ourselves to a deeper experience of life, one characterized by peace, gratitude, and connection. Think of the tranquility that comes from letting go of grudges, the freedom that comes from releasing the need to be right, and the joy that comes from serving others without expectation of reward. These are the fruits of humility, the qualities that Ali's teachings inspire us to cultivate within ourselves. Humility, a journey of lifelong learning. The pursuit of humility, according to Imam Ali, is a lifelong journey, not a destination. It's a process of continual self-reflection, of recognizing our shortcomings and striving to become better versions of ourselves. He who knows himself, Ali taught, knows his Lord. His words highlight the interconnectedness of personal growth and spiritual development. He believed that by cultivating humility, we not only improve ourselves, but also deepen our understanding of the divine and our place in the grand scheme of things. Humility for Ali was not about diminishing ourselves, but about recognizing our place within a larger web of existence, a web in which we are all interconnected and interdependent. Ali's teachings on humility challenge us to approach life with a spirit of curiosity, openness, and a willingness to learn from our mistakes. He reminds us that true strength lies not in pretending to have all the answers, but in acknowledging our limitations and seeking guidance from those who are wiser than ourselves. It's about embracing the journey of self-discovery with all its imperfections and celebrating the small victories along the way. Consider the transformative power of admitting when we are wrong, the courage it takes to ask for help when we need it, and the grace that comes from forgiving ourselves and others for our imperfections. These are the hallmarks of a humble heart, the qualities that Ali's teachings inspire us to embody in our daily lives. A legacy that lives on. As we conclude our exploration of Imam Ali's hidden wisdom, we find ourselves standing on the shoulders of a giant, gazing out at a world in desperate need of his teachings. Centuries have passed since his words first echoed through the halls of history, yet their relevance remains undiminished. His insights into the human condition, his unwavering commitment to justice and compassion, and his profound understanding of the human spirit continue to resonate across time and cultures. We've journeyed through the core principles that guided his life, from the pursuit of knowledge as a path to liberation, to the transformative power of humility in a world obsessed with ego. We've explored the importance of justice not just as a legal concept, but as a way of life, a commitment to creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. And we've delved into the heart of compassion, recognizing its power to heal divisions, bridge differences, and build a more just and harmonious world. Ali's legacy is not confined to history books or religious texts. His wisdom lives on in the hearts and minds of countless individuals who strive to embody his teachings in their daily lives. It's present in the work of activists fighting for social justice, in the compassion of healthcare workers tending to the sick, in the dedication of teachers igniting a love of learning in their students. Embracing wisdom, embracing our shared humanity. The beauty of Imam Ali's teachings lies in their universality. While rooted in his Islamic faith, his message transcends religious boundaries, speaking to the shared human experience that connects us all. His words offer guidance for navigating the complexities of life, for building meaningful relationships, and for creating a world where everyone feels valued, respected, and empowered to reach their full potential. In a world increasingly fractured by division, conflict, and mistrust, Ali's message of unity and compassion offers a beacon of hope. He reminds us that despite our differences in culture, background, or beliefs, we are all part of one human family, interconnected and interdependent. He challenges us to look beyond our superficial differences and to recognize the shared humanity that binds us together. Embracing Imam Ali's wisdom is not about adopting a particular set of beliefs or practices. It's about embodying the spirit of his teachings in our thoughts, words, and actions. It's about approaching life with a sense of justice, compassion, and humility, striving to make the world a better place for ourselves and for generations to come. As we move forward, let us carry the wisdom of Imam Ali with us. Let us strive to live lives defined by integrity, kindness, and a deep commitment to justice and compassion. And let us work together, inspired by his legacy, to create a world where everyone has the opportunity to experience the peace, dignity, and fulfillment that are our birthright as human beings.